Hi guys, this is Mrs. Santilli. I'm just going to walk you through really quick how to set up your documents so that you have the right settings, size, resolution, and color mode when I give you your project. So for example, our first project that we already did, which was the collage, I had you set that up in RGB color mode and the sizing was with pixels. So we're going to say File, New, and then we're going to get a pop-up window that allows us to customize our document settings. Here we can type the name that we would like to name our file. And over here we have the width and the height in pixels. So I'm going to just fill in the dimensions that I want my file to be. And here's the resolution. I'm going to say 150 dpi or ppi or the resolution. And then our color mode, RGB. I'm going to leave it at RGB. Usually when I give you dimensions in pixels, the color mode is RGB. That's because RGB files and pixel dimensions are standard issue for any graphics that you're going to be creating for web or devices or television. We leave the background white and 8-bit perfect. Say OK. So now we have our new document, and up here we can see the name of our file and the color mode, which is RGB. Now, just because we've created our document doesn't mean we're safe. We have to save. File, Save As. And I'm just going to save mine to the desktop right now. The regular format that you should be working in for my class is just Photoshop. And then you'll see here how we have a .psd after our file. The reason why you want to save it as a Photoshop file is because that is how you're going to keep your layers. If you save it as something else, your layers will be missing next time you open up your file. Now let's do an example of a document with inches. File, New, and I'm going to call this one A2 sample. Oh, I cannot spell my name. And then I'm going to create this one in inches. So I'm going to select inches from the drop-down menu and then type in the dimensions that I want my document to be. I'm going to change the resolution to 300 because usually when you're doing a print document in inches, you want your resolution to be at 300 pixels per inch so that it's high resolution. And you want your color mode for anything that's going to the printer or to be printed at CMYK. And then white background, 8-bit, perfect, OK. And here is our CMYK color mode inches document. And then you want to do the same thing. File, Save As, and save your file as a PSD file. Now, if you're ever concerned about the size of your file and you want to check to see that your file size is correct, go to Image, Image Size, and you'll see here the inches, 8.5 by 11, resolution, 300 pixels, or PPI. And let's go here to my desktop and open up the other sample that we did and take a look at the image size here. Image size. Here we see the pixels, and they're the correct pixels, the ones that I put in. Here's inches, which are just what the pixels are translating to. And here's the resolution. So that's the way you can double check. Now, if you need to save your file as something else, I'm going to put a few layers in here and save it. You see over here in my layers panel, I have layer 1, layer 2. Now I'm going to save as a JPEG. File, Save As. And it's my same document name, but the format is going to be a JPEG. And I'm going to click Save. Here it brings up what quality do I want my JPEG at. The lower the quality, the lower the look of your file when you open it again, and also the file size. I like to keep it sort of high, so I'm just going to say anything from 10 to 12 is fine. and say OK. Because I still want my document to look pretty, even though it's compressed. And now you can see on my desktop that I have a JPEG. But if I open up my JPEG in Photoshop, guess what? All I have is a flat image. So you always need to keep your PSD so that you have the layers that you created to work with. Okay, now you're all set to set up your documents properly for every assignment that I give you.